So this is a quick video to address why we're having our women's seminar on the 23rd, based around sexual assault and rape prevention, and then techniques used to fight back against these types of scenarios. And I want to start by saying, by no means do I believe that it is the woman's responsibility to have to be prepared to deal with sexual assault and rape. But unfortunately, there are a ton of scumbags out there that do not know how to control themselves. They definitely don't know how to handle themselves once alcohol and substances are introduced to their body. And so, unfortunately, preparing yourself to handle these situations is, I think, the best way possible, right? And the reason we're doing this, we just did one 2 months ago, and I'm going to read part of this article that I found. And this article was from September 30th, right? So 11 days ago. The headline reads, Purdue sororities cancel frat events amid series of sexual assaults. Now, if you don't know, 1 in 4 college-aged females are reported raped or sexually assaulted. Now, that's what's reported. Now, if you've never spoken to a female who has ever been sexually assaulted or raped, she just didn't let you know that, right? There are way more than 1 in 4. That's just the truth, right? That's what's reported. Most of the women that I know that were victims of some sort of sexual assault or rape never said a word to anybody for a long, long time, right? And then when they did, it wasn't like hey, I want to report this. It was hey, let's just address this, right? I want to kind of break down some barriers here, right? So the article starts off, Purdue University sororities are canceling events with campus fraternities after a number of reported sexual assaults at frat houses. I'm not going to get into who was involved or what frats or any of those things, but it is several sexual assaults at campus frat houses reported in the past month, right? We're talking about September 2021. Purdue crime logs show at least 5 rapes reported in September at or near a fraternity. At least 5, right? So that means we've surpassed 5. And I'm saying that's 5 that have been reported, right? But if they're saying at least 5, I'm going to go ahead and say, to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and double or triple that number, right? This is where it gets crazy for me, right? The decision to cancel events with frats came from the Purdue Pan-Hellenic Association, the governing body for Purdue sororities. The group says events will resume October 17th. So you've had at least 5 rapes happen, but we're only going to take 17 days to address this. And we're going to resume on the 17th after frat members complete a sexual assault education program. They don't need educated on sexual assault. Like, you're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21, maybe a little bit older, 22, 23. You're talking college-aged males here. If you don't know what sexual assault is at this point in your life, how have you made it this far, right? So, if we have to go back to going over colors and shapes, that's fine. It is just mind-boggling to me that we're going to do a one-time sexual assault education program. Now, let me remind you, when I was in the Marine Corps, we used to have to do like lawnmower safety, snowblower safety, sunscreen, sun protection, riptide safety. Like, we had to do some stupid courses, right? Because bad things happened. So, okay, now we need to make a course for it. And once we do that course, that means things will change. Let me tell you, a lot of those courses, once you became like, higher on the totem pole, you didn't go to them. You had somebody sign your name and said, yes, I was there, right? You can make this as mandatory as you want. Dudes are going to be passed out, playing on their phones, not paying attention. It's not going to be taken serious. You're doing a sexual assault education program. Like, Okay, anyway, so the Purdue student government issued a statement yesterday condemning the cases of sexual violence. I would hope so. The vice president is a sorority member herself. This is great, right? Now, if this video gets to you, Miss Olivia, please reach out to me so that we can do some real proactive things to help change the momentum of this, right? Because she wants to take a stand. I'm offering my services, Krav Maga, self-defense. It's no rules street fighting, right? Designed for women, children, men, right? It's designed for everybody, but in this specific case, for women to fight back against a stronger, bigger opponent, the man, right? I'm offering it for free. And if that means, the class I offer on the 23rd isn't enough, okay, bring me and my staff into different sorority houses, and we will teach each specific sorority how to fight back against these scumbags, right? Because until you start fighting back and changing it, if all they have to do is I don't want to get the name wrong, a sexual assault education class, it's not going to change. I hate to tell you it's not going to change. I don't know. I cannot tell you how many classes I've went to for alcohol-related incidences and don't drink and drive and don't do this and don't do that. And it never changed. We continued to do whatever we wanted to do because that was it. It was a slap on the wrist, a boring 2-hour class, and we maybe signed a piece of paper saying we wouldn't do it again, right? And so you're saying that you're proud of this. You want to be a part of a sorority. And you said that we need to address this huge problem that hasn't been talked about for a really long time. It has been talked about. I have come to Purdue. I have done seminars. Staff at Purdue have had me on campus, and I have worked with other female organizations. It has been talked about. We have been addressing it. But you see, not enough people are getting behind it. Not enough people are willing to do what it takes to fix these problems. Going to education classes isn't going to fix it. Learning how to fight, and you and your sorority sisters learning how to put it on and take the fight to the bad guy when they come knocking at your door, that's how we fix this problem, right? So some of the things we're going to be covering is being grabbed, being held, you're held on the ground, how to get up, whether they have a knife, whether it's just their hands, right? We have an entire list of techniques that are designed to prevent and fight back against the progress of rape and rape itself, right? So I'm begging you, right? The 23rd, I'm offering a free class. We're starting to do 3 hours for free, and we're going to cover as much information as we can. And then I'm willing to do you one better. I will come to each house, and I will spend 3 hours at each house, pounding those techniques and making sure that those techniques aren't just a one-time thing, right? There's all kinds of courses out there that are a one-time, hey, a flashy technique, and then you forget it, right? What I want is I want to equip you, not just for your college years at Purdue, but I want to equip you for the rest of your life. And so please, I'm begging you to come in on the 23rd, and then let's set some stuff up to do stuff monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, however often you want to do it, to make this stuff muscle memory so that when that scumbag dude tries to put it on you or your friend, he's the one that ends up in the hospital. He's the one that ends up becoming a statistic, right? Not her. Okay, so I'm begging Purdue. I'm begging sororities. And if you're not a scumbag dude, and I'm assuming that most of you are not, just an assumption here. I'm assuming most of you are not, and you would not take advantage and overpower a woman, right? Push this out to the women in your life. Tell them to come. Bring them. If they're hesitant to come, bring them. If you are a victim, please, we have trained more victims than I would like to count. Please come in. We will address any of the problems. If you have this anxiety of like, man, what if it triggers me? We will deal with that. We will work through it. We've done it a handful of times, okay? So please, I'm begging you, the 23rd, come in and let's take back freedom, right? Women have come a long way. Don't allow these scumbags to then, press back in and change the direction that this is heading, right? Please, if you can fight, if you know how to use the tools that you have to stop this from happening, to fight for your friend, right? You come up on your friend that's getting sexually assaulted or raped, and now you know how to whip it on them instead of freaking out. I don't know what to do, and taking off and calling the cops. The response time takes too long, right? You cannot rely on somebody else to help you. You have to be ready to help yourself, and you and your friends taking care of one another and fighting back. So please, the 23rd of this month, I'm begging you, women, you don't even have to be just a Purdue student or a college age female. I'm talking all women. Please, 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 please come in so we can start, man, fighting back and beating the evil, right? Uh, the evil isn't going to go anywhere with a class and a slap on the wrist and a hey, don't do it for 17 days. It's not, that's not enough, right? But when these dudes start, winding up in the hospital with smashed in eyeballs and tears on their face and ears half ripped off and their groins are smashed, and we're putting our hurting on them, then things are going to start to change. I guarantee you. They're going to think twice. Like, man, is she one of them girls that knows this Krav Maga stuff? Please, I'm begging you. Okay? So we'll see you the 23rd. If this offends you or this hurts your feelings, or you're saying, oh, it's not going to take violence. If you don't believe that sexual assault and rape is violence, and it doesn't take violence to end that, please come talk to me. I'll be at the Forge, and we can talk about that. But uh, something's got to be done, and I don't think a class is what's going to take it. So, ladies, please come in on the 23rd. Let's do some real training, some real life stuff. It's going to save your life. It's going to keep you from being a victim and from a statistic. And let's flip the script a little bit. If this does hurt your feelings, please reach out to me. Let's talk about it. If you're offended by it, please reach out. Let's talk about it. But this is just the truth, right? She said in an article that something hasn't been talked about for a long time. We've been trying to talk about it. And if it hurts your feelings, we can talk about it. We can have a reasonable discussion. But I think time for talk is done. And we need to equip our ladies, right? I've got a daughter. And you best believe that she's going to be able to put it on them, right? So we'll see you the 23rd, noon to 3. Please come in and train with us. Please, this is free. I want to give to the community. That's been our mission from the beginning, is giving to the community and building the community up. Please come in and train with us. We'll see you guys on the 23rd.